Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Sinead here. In today's video I want to talk about making sport accessible for all. Recently I was asked to be an expert judge for the Global Design Challenge. Before agreeing, I researched the project and it appealed to me, and so I said yes. There has been many expert judges asked to participate in the project. The reason why I was asked is because of my sporting background and my disability background. So what is the Global Design Challenge? Well, Fiona Chambers and Catherine Carty and a lot of their teammates came up with this idea in UCC, and they've progressed it, and it has got international attention and backing from many different organisations such as UNESCO, the Olympic Sporting Committee, different sporting bodies around Ireland. What it is finding new creative ways to make sport accessible and attainable and sustainable for all, because we have to think of new ways post-lockdown, post-COVID. Because of COVID, we need to find new ways of thinking around sport, and the project and the challenge is all around teams submitting their ideas to make sport inclusive and accessible. People such as Fiona Chambers and her team can better describe the project than me, so let's hear from them.
Hello, my name is Fiona Chambers. I'm the head of the School of Education in University College Cork. I'm the Secretary General of ISEP, which is the International Physical Education Association at higher level. I'm a design thinking coach, and I'm also an expert in sport pedagogy. I'm here to talk to you about an initiative that I founded back in April, which is the Global Design Challenge for Sport and Physical Activity. Essentially, we were trying to crowdsource ideas for incubation to help sport and physical activity to get back on its feet during the pandemic and post-pandemic. And essentially, we asked teams to use design thinking because this is an empathy-driven innovation tool. It went from an idea on the back of an envelope to 37 finalists from all over the world across 12 time zones. Those teams were asked to come up with ideas that directly addressed the Sustainable Development Goals, particularly linked to the Kazan action plan, which speak to sport and physical activity and how they link with the SDGs. And they were also asked to consider human rights agendas as they were developing their innovations. This particular competition has been observed and is being observed by UNESCO, by the World Health Organization, and also by the Commonwealth Secretariat. So we are most excited that they're interested in what we're doing. We all know that diversity breeds sustainability, and for that reason we have translated that into making sure that teams are diverse, that the ideas were diverse. We had diverse partners supporting us all the way through, and these came from all over the world, and also having diverse mentors to support the teams. Ideas that celebrate inclusion, embrace technology, and reimagine sport and physical activity were those ideas that were the most successful in this competition. We have 37 teams now entering the incubation phase. To support them, we have incubators, and they are international partners that will help those teams to test their ideas. And we also have dream weavers, and these are basically people who are going to mentor our teams as they move through the innovation funnel. And that innovation funnel will stretch from the 1st of September all the way through to the end of April 2021. Sinead Kane is a very generous and very experienced mentor. Sinead is one of our Dreamweavers, and Sinead is going to assist projects that have an inclusion focus particularly. And we are absolutely delighted that she is giving her time and her expertise to our teams. And we look forward very much to working with Sinead all the way across this incubation period, which will end, as I say, in April 2021. I want to thank you very much for watching. I would like you to visit our website to see how this project is going, Global Design Challenge. And I know that Sinead will post the link on the website so you have easy access. So thank you again, and stay safe and stay well.
Let's now hear from Catherine.
Hi there, my name is 𝐤𝐨𝐬. I'm the UNESCO Chair Manager for the Chair on Transforming the Lives of People with Disabilities, their families and communities through physical education, sport, recreation and fitness in the Institute of Technology Tralee in Ireland. We work with UNESCO, who are the United Nations Education, Scientific and Cultural Organisation, on supporting inclusive access to physical education, physical activity and sport across the world. At present, we are leading the global actions for inclusive access to physical education and sport through the implementation of the Kazan Action Plan. This action plan emerged from the World Conference of Sports Ministers in 2013 and is fully aligned with the Sustainable Development Agenda and underpinned by a human rights approach. We have been meeting with human rights agencies across the world and convening partners from governments, UN agencies, NGOs, academic institutions to put forward solutions to some of the problems that we see that have created problems in access to physical education, physical activity and sport. We have been really positively enthused by the way in which the inclusion and diversity agenda has been embraced by the global community. The Kazan Action Plan is one of 3 leading policy instruments that we see has been driving change. The other is a global action plan on physical activity by the World Health Organization. And this action plan has called for universal proportionality, investing in areas of most need, or investing for those who have been left behind and creating opportunities for those who have been left behind. We see in the public arena at present the call for more embracing of inclusion and diversity. It's resulted in protests around the world, public cries and calls for more inclusion and diversity in society, more acceptance. This is a positive development. And in sport, as well as other areas of society, we need to see that come to pass. We know that people with disabilities do not have the same access to physical education, physical activity and sport as others. And we know that this has onward impact on health, on social inclusion and in opportunities to just participate in community life. We know also that when those opportunities are provided to participate in sport, it creates other opportunities. It changes attitudes of people in the public in relation to disability. It changes then the employment opportunities that stem from those changed attitudes. And it triggers lots of other changes that create positive opportunities for people with disabilities. We're really enthused in the UNESCO Chair that the work that we have been leading on disability inclusion and other areas of inclusive action, such as for women and girls in sport, looking at gender identity and sexual orientation, looking at race and other issues in sport, have been very positively received. We honestly believe that there's a momentum at the moment that we have never ever seen internationally prior to this point in time. And we believe that this time is the opportunity for the global community to come together and to really transform how our societies are built and create that inclusive and universal access for everybody. This takes multiple stakeholders, those involved in physical education, physical activity and sport, and those whose actions impact on the opportunity for those areas to be inclusive. Urban planning, for example, those involved in developing policy, in financing opportunities in communities, those involved in advancing human rights of people. Many human rights relate to physical education, physical activity and sport. And many human rights can be realised through physical education, physical activity and sport. It's a critical time, but it's a very, very exciting time because we have seen a positive shift and a mindset shift in how disability, inclusion and other areas of diversity and inclusion have been embraced. This is the opportunity for us to take that momentum and bring it forward and drive change. We need to replan and reorient ourselves around universal design and universal access. We really need to consider everybody when we're providing services or developing policies and creating opportunities for access. This will enrich not only the lives of those who have found themselves marginalised, it will enrich the lives of all of us for the betterment of all of society. So why did I get involved in the Global Design Challenge? Number one, I know the power of physical education, physical activity and sport to transform lives, to improve health, to improve social inclusion, and to really make a difference in our society and community. Number 2, I know that the dial has not shifted in terms of the engagement of people in physical activity on a global level significantly over the last decade. And we need to do something new and something innovative to shift that dial. Number 3, there's a need for more inclusive practice across physical education, physical activity and sport, and the Global Design Challenge prioritised that inclusive agenda, which is core to our UNESCO Chair agenda. And we were really keen to see what innovations would come forward from global innovators around that agenda that could really help us shift the dial. We absolutely in the UNESCO Chair buy into the capacity of physical education, physical activity and sport to improve the lives of people with disabilities and other marginalised populations. And we want to see that those people across the world have the opportunity to participate. We know that many of our kind of opportunities in society and policies weren't designed in a way that embraced an inclusive agenda. But we also see now the inclusive agenda being really adopted by the public and by governments and by other stakeholders all around the world. So we see now as a really critical time to advance this agenda. I actually would say that we have never seen so much call to action for disability inclusion in physical education, physical activity and sport, as we have seen since 2015 and other developments, policy developments in 2017, 2018 from WHO, UNESCO, UN, 𝐦𝐨𝐬𝐷𝐿 and others. It's a really positive time. And now I think we have really sold the message internationally on the need to be more inclusive and more diverse. And now what we need is to provide solutions. So the Global Design Challenge was exactly the platform for people to put forward solutions. New people, new consortia coming into the mix who have some fantastic ideas and have been brewing great ideas for a long time, and to put them forward on the table and to see if we can bring those ideas to scale on an international level or on a regional level and really make an impact in people's lives and people's opportunities. And interest and willingness to engage in physical education, physical activity and sport. Because it brought together diverse stakeholders who don't always have the opportunity to be at the table and to put their solutions forward, it was a fantastic idea. It's inclusive, anybody could get involved, people from different disciplines could come together in that coherent way and present over that weekend a really good idea that then has the time and opportunity to see its capacity to come to scale. That's why we joined. We believe in the Global Design Challenge concept, and we have no doubt that it'll go from strength to strength over the coming years as more ideas come to pass and as ideas get embedded into communities and get implemented. It's a great idea. Lots of great people behind the Global Design Challenge, and we're excited at the UNESCO Chair to be a part of the Global Design Challenge and to support some of those ideas coming to fruition and to help them partner with other stakeholders around the world who can really enable those ideas come to scale.
I hope you learnt a lot from Fiona's video and Catherine's video, and that you've learnt about the Global Design Challenge. If you want to know more about it, go on to their social media and follow it. At the moment, the teams who have submitted are in the incubation phase, which happens between September and April. And if you have a good idea, maybe get thinking and submit it next year. Until next time, everybody, I hope you've liked this video. If you have, give it a like, give it a thumbs up, give a comment. Don't forget to subscribe to hear more of similar content. Until next time, everybody, stay safe.